Hello, we're here today with Eugenio Lagarde, Business Manager of Grumesa. Thank you for receiving us in your office. Could you please present yourself, something a little bit of your career path?
Sure. Well, first of all, thank you for taking the time of coming today to our office here in our Mexicali corporate offices. Our company was founded more than 30 years ago. We are a company that is focused to providing real estate services. We provide services from the initial phase of design, construction, all the way to property managing industrial parks. We also construct buildings to third parties. So that is our core business. We're a construction and development firm. We operate 3 companies under this building: Grumesa, which is the construction arm; Inmobiliaria La Rumorosa, or better known as Parques Industriales Calafia Industrial Parks. We operate 2 industrial parks, fully developed parks here in Mexicali. And our newest company, Excite Development, is a new development firm that was also established here in Mexicali, and we just started with our first project. So 3 important companies operating for many years here in the city of Mexicali with presence throughout Mexico. My name is Eugenio Lagarde. I am the sales director and partner for Grumesa and Excite, and have been in function with this company for more than 12 years as of today.
When did you start your career path into the real estate development?
I have a major in business administration with an MBA from CETIS University, which is our local private university. My first job when I graduated from college was an economic promoter for the local EDC, the Mexicali EDC. That was my first official job once graduated, and through the years have had several positions. I was Undersecretary of Economic Development for the Baja California State Government. I was later on President of the local Mexicali EDC, President of the Mexicali Chamber of Industry, Canacintra. Did 2 years presidency for the promotion committee of AMPIP, which is a Mexican Association of Industrial Parks. So through the years, I'm not going to say how many years, but through the years have been related to the economic development, promotion of our region, of our city, and of our state, and of our country, of course.
What has been the main challenge that companies face while trying to open operations here in?
The main challenges that we're seeing today from new companies looking to invest in Mexicali and our region is basically timing. I think that's the most important challenge for them and for us. 10 years ago would start from day 1 to full establishment, 1 to 2 years easily, but now companies want to set up in 3 to 6 months. So that has become one of the biggest challenges for both the companies and the local suppliers that provide services for them to set up. So I think the most important challenge today is time, and timing is one of the biggest challenges. Additional to that, other challenges that might be encountered by companies are mainly focused to necessities of infrastructure, where Mexicali plays an important role because of our availability of infrastructure. So I think we're good in that department. We all have challenges in Mexico today: electricity challenges, water challenges, natural gas availability. But I think these are key utilities that Mexicali has been targeting as important elements that we need to comply with, so that our companies that establish in our region have assurance that they will have the required infrastructure. But the biggest challenge today is timing and having the right people. But I think Mexicali offers that competitive advantage of having good qualified people.
Could you please share us a successful experience with a client established here in our city?
Through the years, I've been witness to a lot of companies that have set up in Mexicali, which we are very proud of having international firms. Back in my day, aerospace existed but wasn't an important sector as it is today. Back in the day, when I started, electronic was our major sector. So we had a lot of the Asian companies come into Baja California and Mexicali. Some of these companies are still here. One recent example of one of our customers that represented a big growth in our city, the company name is Footprint. Footprint started in Mexicali about 13 years ago. It was originally a Chinese investment, And about 5 years ago, it was bought by a US company that transformed the mentality in the company and took it to another level. Today, Footprint operates within 4 industrial buildings and have over 1.5 million square feet of manufacturing space. So I think that is a very good recent example of a company that has trusted an investment and has invested in our community thanks to the competitiveness the city offers and the benefits that the city has represented for Footprint being successful, and that hopefully they keep growing.
As you were mentioning, like, why would a company like Footprint choose Mexicali? Why would you consider Mexicali as a strategic logistic hub or as a strategic investment destination?
Sure. I think Mexicali offers a lot of advantages, but there are 3 important line items that I think play major roles for a company to decide on our city. First, Mexicali is a border city. So there are several border cities throughout the Mexico-US border, but Mexicali is the only city that is capital of a state that is on the border. So being capital, you have the 3 major offices of state, federal, and city level in a community. So that usually helps fast track all of the permitting that is required when you set up. Second, Mexicali is a safe city, even though we're a border city. The reality is Mexicali has kept very safe, and we border with Imperial Valley, which is a big agricultural valley. And I like to mention a lot of our foreign investors, when they come to Mexicali, they initially sometimes stay overnight in El Centro or Calexico. And when they come to Mexicali, they see the city and they say, whoa, I should have stayed on this side. And their following visit, they stay in Mexicali because they see our quality of hotels, restaurants, services. And I think, and once they know the city even more, some of our expats have decided to live in Mexicali versus the other side. So I think that's something real that happens in our city, where our expats decide to actually live and operate their facilities in Mexicali. And the second item is infrastructure. So right now, Mexico is undergoing through a couple of hurdles. Electricity is a big hurdle. Water is a big hurdle. Natural gas is a big hurdle. But Mexicali has these utilities, and that's important for these companies when they decide to set up, and is the reason why some of these current companies that are major utility consumers decided for Mexicali, because they know that there is sufficient infrastructure in that regards. And not least important, the quality of the labor. Mexicali has major universities, more than 48 technical trade schools. Mexicali and Baja California have been in the foreign investment market for many years, so there's a lot of experience in the people. Nowadays, you can get somebody from not from the street, but from a school or a technical trade school, and the probability that they speak English will be very high. We have companies from Asia, Europe, and the US, but English is the international language, and it's spoken throughout the city, so that provides confidence to the investor. So I think those might be the 3 major key items why somebody would decide to set up in Mexicali.
Yes, definitely. Mexicali is a very particular city, and we want to conclude this interview with this final question. What does Mexicali mean to you?
For me, first and foremost, Mexicali is my home. I was born in Mexicali and raised here. My family is from here, and I think when somebody comes from, not even from another part of the world, even from the interior of Mexico, and they arrive to our city, they feel a safe and comfort community. The people are very open. Mexicali is very pro-business. All the members that are part of the EDC, even though we are competitors among each other, so we're all friends. So we always root, and we're all team players for our community. So I think that represents a lot, and I think we convey that to our investors. And once they're here for more than 2 months, they, even from a first visit, they sometimes they probably tell you too, I feel like I'm at home. It feels safe. So I think that's an important, and that for me means a lot because that provides confidence to our investors. So for me in particular, Mexicali is my home, and I'm proud of my city, and I invite anybody that's watching this video to come and see firsthand the opportunities that Mexicali offers, that you see firsthand the quality of staff that the Mexicali EDC has, the first EDC office in all of Mexico. I think we need to brag about that a little bit. So the first EDC office that was ever certified by the Oklahoma University, which is the university that provides this authorization. Mexicali was the first city, followed by Tijuana, and then came a couple of other cities throughout Mexico, but we were the pioneers, and we like to be pioneers in many other certifications. So we invite you to come visit and see firsthand what our city has to offer. I think you will not be misled, and you will actually be surprised.
Thank you very much, Eugenio, for all this information and for receiving us in your office.
No problem.
For more information about how to do business in Mexico, contact us at mexicaliedc.com. And don't forget to follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, and our YouTube channel.